So we just got a new price target flash for this June month for Bitcoin using this central pivot range indicator, which is also a leading indicator, because according to this leading indicator now, we not just only have a price target here to the upside, which is around 39,000, but also a target here towards the monthly S1 line that is sitting around 24,000 price area. The question remains, which side is the price going to choose? Because if it's going to be an impulsive movement, then we have to break certain resistance, and only after that we could call this an actual relief rally type of scenario. Otherwise, guys, we will be focusing more on the price target here to the downside around this 24,000 area. We are going to talk about this exact scenario later here in this video, but first what I want to show you is this one movement, because according to this bear flag, the lower price target, which is going to be below 20,000, is still open. But here in the medium short term, what we have said is that the price in a downtrend, whenever we have seen it forming this falling wedge type of scenario, right, it has usually shown a breakout towards the top of the falling wedge, and after that a trend continuation here to the downward direction. And that's why we were also aware maybe the price of Bitcoin was forming a very similar scenario, just like here from the past price action, breaking the resistance from this falling wedge and then showing this impulsive movement towards the 32,000. And now we are getting this rejection, because if this trend continuation is going to happen just like here from the past price action, then we have to be extremely careful, because that could actually bring the price towards this lower area, and that is also a new price target from this CPR indicator. So that's why, guys, we have to break certain line of resistance if we want to start this new impulsive movement, because we know right now for us the resistance, the most important resistance, is this 0.5 Fibonacci line. This 0.5 Fibonacci line, which is lying around 32,700, must be flipped into support, because here in the past price action, when we had this impulsive movement, price not just only came exactly at the top of this falling wedge, but also exactly at this 0.5 Fibonacci line, got rejection, and then started this downward price movement. So that's why, to avoid this movement here to the downside, or also to invalidate this bearish scenario, we have to overcome this obstacle, the 0.5 Fibonacci resistance line, which is lying around 32,700 price area. And this 32,700 actually makes a lot of sense. And not just only this one here, guys. Yesterday, if you have watched my video, we also talked about this Williams alligator indicator, MACD, RSI, and T3CCI indicator, because we knew that even if this is going to be any sort of a bullish movement, then we have to get a confirmation from these indicators here to the downside, because we have seen, guys, whenever an actual bullish price movement has played out, we have always seen this crossover, I mean this green line appearing at the top and this blue line at the bottom. Whenever we have seen this happening, and also MACD, RSI, T3CCI confirming it, after that we have seen some very nice bullish price movement. And I have showed you with so many different examples. You can see whenever this green line is at the top, blue line at the bottom, the price of Bitcoin has always showed a very bullish scenario. But when we have seen the opposite, I mean the blue line at the top, green line at the bottom, after that this trend weakness. So that's why in our case, since this is still a bearish scenario where the blue line is at the top and green line at the bottom, so for an actual trend reversal, we are waiting for this confirmation to happen. I mean the green line appearing at the top, blue line at the bottom, and the red line in the middle. So that's why, guys, until that happen, this line, this Williams alligator indicator line, is going to be acting as a resistance. So that's why when we came across this 32,000, the price of Bitcoin got resistance from this Williams alligator indicator and also resistance from this falling wedge. Now let me show you why this 32,500, 32,700 is so important for us. So guys, now before I switch into other chart, I just want to make you aware that we have up to $8,500 crypto exchange bonus available for our community member in the description down below. So if you are an experienced trader, if you want to take advantage of this market volatility, then you can see BYBIT is giving around $4,050 bonus and PHEMEX $4,100 after your initial deposit. So take advantage of this free money, guys. The link is provided in the description down below. So now let's switch the chart. If you look at this leading indicator known as central pivot range, according to this leading indicator, which usually provides us with information beforehand, right now, if you monitor the price action of Bitcoin, you can see the price of Bitcoin has closed below the CPI line, the top CPI line, central CPI line, the bottom CPI line. And what does this actually indicate? I mean, opening or closing below the CPI line. If we go back here and look at the past price action in a downtrend, guys, in a downtrend, if we are below the CPI line, this CPI line acts as a strong line of resistance and then shows us this retracement. Here, similar thing happened. Price closed below the CPI line, tried to re-enter above it, failed, right? We tried one more time, we failed again, and then we saw this bigger price retracement. Now, if we look in our case, you can see a very similar scenario playing out. I mean, price of Bitcoin has closed below this CPI line. Now, these CPI lines are going to be acting as a strong line of resistance. And if you look at this bottom CPI line till the top CPI line, we are exactly, guys, exactly between 32,000 to 32,700 price area. So now these lines are also going to be one of the strongest line of resistance for Bitcoin, along with this Williams alligator indicator and also along with this 0.5 Fibonacci, which is exactly lying around 32,700 price area. So that's why, guys, that's why we have to be very careful, because the price of Bitcoin is still below this CPI line. But if we do, right, if we do manage to find a proper support above it, then this could be actually flashing another bullish scenario where we could be getting gravitated towards the monthly R1 line, because we have seen in a downtrend, doesn't matter if we do manage to find a proper support above the CPI line, the price usually gets gravitated towards the monthly R1 line. And also same thing happens here to the downside. I mean, whenever the price fails to break above the CPI line, it gets gravitated towards the bottom or the monthly S1 line. So in our case, if 32,700 is going to be flipped into proper support, then we could be seeing this bigger movement towards this 39,000. But remaining below this 32,000, 32,700 all the time could be also a sign of weakness, where we could be getting gravitated towards the 24,700 price area here to the downside. And this is our June price target for Bitcoin. And since we are also aware, guys, this CPI line, if you focus around the CPI line, this is a very narrow CPI. Narrow CPI indicates volatility. So that's why this month it's going to be very, very volatile month. So please, guys, do not over leverage yourself. And also the reason, if we manage to find a proper support of 32,700, why this really fairly could continue higher than expected. If you have watched my video from yesterday, I showed you with this weekly time frame. Let me show you one more time. So those who have watched my video from yesterday, you know, guys, we talked about this ascending channel and why the price of Bitcoin, after breaking below this support line, could still show a last sign of hope before choosing a trend direction. What I mean by that, if you follow this ascending channel, right, and also the price action of Bitcoin inside this ascending channel, the upper line has always rejected the price and lower line has always acted as a strong line of support. As you can see here, each and every retracement around the lower line area, after that we have seen a very nice rally. But in our case right now, even though this is looked as a bearish scenario, the price of Bitcoin could come back to retest the previous temporary resistance line before again choosing a trend direction. I mean, price of Bitcoin could show this relief rally where we get gravitated around the previous temporary support line, right? Even if it's going to act as a resistance, it could be pulling the price to retest around that area. So if this retest is going to happen before price chooses a trend direction, right? Before price chooses a trend direction, then you can see this lower line is also somewhere around 39,000 price area. And this 39,000 is also the exact price target from this monthly R1 line. So for an impulsive movement, what must the price of Bitcoin do? The price of Bitcoin must flip this resistance around 32,700 into support. But remaining all the time below this 32,000 is a clear sign of weakness. So we should not forget that, because we know the overall structure is still very weak, right? We are forming more of a low highs, lower lows continuation pattern. So if we are not going to break above this 32,000 or 32,700 into support, then this is going to be looked more as a bearish scenario where we could be slowly heading towards this monthly S1 line before again choosing a trend direction. So these are some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and also for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.